Good morning.
具合大丈夫？
Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, ちょっと寝つけなくて寝不足かも。
Maybe I didn't get enough sleep.
平気？休んだら？
Are you sure you're okay? Do you want to take the day off?
全然平気平気。私こう見えても解禁を狙ってるからね。
I'm fine, I'm fine. I may not look it, but I'm aiming for a perfect attendance rate.
そっか。無理はしないでね。
I see. Just don't push yourself, alright? Tsubakiko had lied. She wasn't just a little sleep deprived. In fact, she hadn't slept at all. She'd been far too afraid. By following her daily routine and going to school, she figured she'd start feeling better. But things didn't go so well. Something terrifying had returned. That fear had seized her heart since the night before. She couldn't get it out of her mind. It was like she could feel his revolting stare on her 24/7. She tried to remember who he was, but she couldn't. No, wouldn't let herself. Regardless, he had told her that this is the last time they'd seen each other.
I'll be back for you, Tsubakiko. I promise.
どうしたの？キコちゃん。
What's wrong, Kiko?
ごめん。
Sorry.
ハルミヤ、さっきから後ろばっか振り返ってるぜ。
You keep turning around, you know that?
自転車に乗ってるときはあまりそういうのは良くないと思うな。
I don't think that's smart when you're riding a bike.
ごめんごめん。
Sorry about that.
私はいい子いい子だから車が来ないかいつも安全確認を怠らないの。
I'm a good girl. I'm always checking if cars are coming, just to be safe.
なんかグレートなことでもしたか？
Sure it isn't something greater than that?
まるで尾行を気にしてるスパイみたいだぜ。
Like, I don't know, you're a spy worried about a tail?
尾行って？
Tail?
ああ、いや、そういうのじゃなくて、
Oh, it's nothing like that.
誰かがじっと私を見てるんじゃないかなって思って。
I just thought someone might be looking at me. So,
ほら、私キュートキュートだしね。ラブレターを渡すタイミングを測ってる誰かの目線かもしれないし。
I'm as cute as a cute little button. So, like, maybe someone's watching me, playing the best time to hand me a love letter.
なんだか微笑ましいね。
Wouldn't that be nice? Oh my god. Sorry. I got a text message. Frickin' Apple Pay scam. Anyway. Wouldn't that be nice?
チェラブレターなんざ下駄箱にでも突っ込めばいいものをよ。
They should just stick that thing in her shoe locker where it belongs.
手渡しだからこそ伝わる心もあるんじゃないかな。
I think there are more merits to handing them over in person myself.
ラブレターはトラップカードだぜ。先回りして仕掛けるのが王道ってもんさ。
Love letters are trap cards. You're supposed to set them in advance. Natsuya then went off into a tangent about trading cards, dragging Susan Moon along with them. Even Tsubakiko was a little less paranoid about her surroundings on the rest of their way to school. That's good. You feel less paranoid? Oddly enough, I was unusually attentive in classes today, although perhaps that was just another form of escapism. Humans can enjoy a slight discomfort or two if it means avoiding something even more dreadful. Someone had been staring at me this whole time. I could feel it. They'd been watching me the whole day. No, they were observing me. The way an owner would their pet hamster in its cage. That gaze seemed loving on the surface, but something far more vile and sinister lay behind it. I panicked. The more I thought about it, the harder it grew to breathe. The teacher left after announcing me in study hall period, leaving the classroom in a festive mood. But I couldn't hear any of the usual hustle and bustle. All of a sudden, the classroom door opened. A gargantuan blob of skin-colored meat was standing there. It came literally out of nowhere, with no prior warning. The soft, flabby blob reminded me of a propulsive, obese stomach. It was so tall and thick that it flooded the whole door. The door frame shook as the eerie blob pushed its important self through. The blob grunted the same thing over and over. All of a sudden, I realized it sounded like it was saying Tsubakiko. And when I did, the blob's ominous sounds turned into my name. Made me sneeze. My whole body broke out into chills and goosebumps. Icy needles pierced my brain all over. Even my heart froze with revulsion the moment I realized that blob was looking for me.
何言ってんの？わけわかんない。
What are you saying? I don't understand. Yes. I understand perfectly. The door frame creaked loudly like it would break apart at any moment. The blob surged into the classroom at that moment and pounded the blackboard. It spewed something like squalid gravy all over. Ugh. I don't like that. I told you this was a study hall, not a free period. Wait, what? You have university entrance exams next year, right? Quit slacking off. It was just our regular fat Japanese teacher. He was angry at the class had ignored his instruction and used it as an excuse to chat with one another. I gasped for the air my lungs sorely craved. Did I have another daydream?
大丈夫キコちゃん
Jojo. Are you okay, Kiko? Suzumu called out to me from behind and placed a comforting hand on my shoulder. Ugh. But then, I felt something disgusting and sweaty press against my cheek. Ew. This thing again. I turned around and shuddered when I realized what I thought was Suzumu. It was instead a greasy, obese blob. It flashed its plague-infested teeth into a smile, laughing with its rotten breath. The moment I tried to look away, it seized my face with what appeared to be its arm or fleshy protrusions. Its thick lips closed in on me, and with a sloppy sound, it planted those giant leeches right on my face. Ah! Turn this up a tad. There we go. When I realized that disgusting thing had given me a kiss, something in me just snapped. Uh-oh.
キコちゃん具合
Wait,
大丈夫
wait, what happened? How are you feeling, Kiko? Kiko hadn't been looking good this morning. It seemed she still wasn't doing any better. Fortunately, we didn't have club today. Even if we did, I would have asked Kiko to take the day off.
大丈夫だよ。そんな具合悪くない。
I'm fine. It's not as bad as you think. She put on a brave face, but there were bags under her eyes. And that wasn't the end of it. She kept cowering from something. Just now, she reacted to the sound of a student rolling their bike out to go home as though glass had shattered nearby.
国語の時間が終わってから顔色が悪いよ
Her face has been pale ever since Japanese class ended.
授業中にぼんやりしてて変な白昼夢を見ちゃったみたいで。
Yeah, spaced out during class and had a messed up daydream. So she faced another haunting thing. Just how much did she? No, all of them suffer from hauntings when I wasn't around. I had to save them. Though I wasn't sure exactly how to do it. Regardless, I clenched my fist and made my vow.
その夢が随分と気持ち悪かったみたいで。
Must have been a pretty bad dream.
かわいそうにそれでずっと気分が落ち込んでたの
I'm so sorry. So you've been having issues ever since?
まあそんなところ。
Something like that. Anyway. Just like dreams, hauntings probably had varying degrees of vividness. Though it was highly likely the one she did during Japanese was very detailed. Most dreams are forgotten upon awaking, but this one appeared to be exemption.
どんな夢を見
Exception.
たのか知らないけど 夢は夢だよ。
I don't know what it was about, but it was just a dream.
そうだよね。
You're right.
ましてやそれが楽しい夢でなかったなら、さっさと忘れちゃうのが一番だと思うけどな。
The way I see it, if it wasn't a nice dream, you should just try to forget it as soon as possible.
そうだね。
Yeah. I felt so bad. It was really getting to her. I had to find a way to lift her spirits.
そうだ、キコちゃん。
I know. Hey, Kiko.
何？
Huh? What is it? She seemed surprised by my sudden shift in attitude. This might be a little pushy, but I had to cheer her up.
帰りにさ、ゲームセンターでも寄ってかない？
Want to go to the arcade on the way home?
何突然。
Where did this come from?
ほら、前にキコちゃんがナツくんと一緒にやってたゲーム。なんて言ったっけ？
Remember that game you played with Natsu the other day? What was it called again?
黄金無双曲ダブルクロスゴールデンパニッシャー SR2 デラックスターボ？
Golden Fantasia Double Cross Gold Punisher SR2 Deluxe Turbo?
そうそう、そんな名前のやつ。
Right, that one.
ナツくんと楽しそうに遊んでたんで、僕も一緒にやれたらなって思ってさ。
It looked like you were having fun with it, so I thought we could play it together.
キコちゃん上手だったから教えてもらいたいなって。
You're an expert, so I was hoping you could show me the ropes.
いいけど。
Sure, but
できたらまた今度がいいかな。
could we maybe do it another time?
そんなこと言わないでさ。頼むよ、キコちゃん。
Come on, don't be like that, please, Kiko. People want to be alone when they're feeling down, but that never makes them feel any better. The helping hand is the best medicine. After I got a bit aggressive with my offer, Kiko finally gave in, though she barely looked up for it. But she always had fun at that arcade. I was sure this would be just the ticket to cheer her up. We rode our bikes and headed off towards the arcade in front of the train station. Suddenly, Kiko stopped her bike. And she stared down an alleyway.
どうしたの？
What's wrong?
あそこ。
Over there. Huh? I did as she asked and saw a plump older man crouched in the shadow of the alley fiddling with his bike. Apparently the chain had gone loose and he was trying to fix it. Kiko probably thought he'd fallen and hurt himself.
大丈夫ですか？手伝いましょうか？
Are you okay? Do you need some help?
やっぱ自転車屋じゃないとダメだな。
Nah, looks like I'm gonna need to go to a bike shop for this. Thanks, though. The man sighed and started pushing his bike away. After he said our goodbyes, I headed back to Kiko.
大丈夫？
Is everything okay?
大丈夫そうだったよ。怪我をしたわけじゃないみたい。
Yeah, it looks fine. Didn't get hurt or anything.
怪我をしたの？
Really?
怪我はしてないよ。チェーンが外れただけだよ。
Yeah, the chain just got loose. That's all.
チェーン。
Huh? Chain? Kiko took another anxious look down the alley. The man had vanished into the crowd while we were talking.
行こ
Let's go.
うん。
Right. We started pedaling again. The arcade was close.
う。あれ？なんだろう。すごい人だかり。
Huh? What's up with this crowd? Is something going on? Okay. Sorry for the weird cut. So what happened was I was reading... Okay, how to describe this? I have a place where my computer is in the front of the house, and there's a giant window directly in front of me right now. I mean, there's my monitors and there's a window, okay? I can see a bit of through the window where the blinds are in between my monitors and my desk. There's like a little area. I kid you not, when I was reading that, especially with everything going on in the story right now, I just see like a head like go across. I'm like, what the heck? I just froze. I'm like, oh, scared to move. Turns out it's just the bug eyes. They actually, I guess, rang the doorbell, but I didn't hear it. I wasn't going to answer anyway. I don't like answering doors, especially when I'm the only person. Like, God forbid, if something happens. I've seen enough true crime stuff. I'm not just gonna open a door to anyone. Especially if I'm by myself. Unless I know it's like, it's the male person. Okay, so there's that. So sorry for the weird cut. I just had to talk about that for a second. I don't know if I read this, so I'm just gonna reread it. Also, I got to take a little break with my voice. So what's up with this crowd? Is something going on? A large crowd of bikes and excited people were stationed in front of the arcade.
自転車止められるところあるかな
I wonder if there's a spark. Good God. I wonder if there's a spot we can park. Yeah, that was me. As the person's head was like, going past my window. They couldn't see in. I should say. I don't think they could.
隣のお店の前とかに止めるわけにはいかないからね。ちょっと見てくるよ。
Well, we can't park in front of the shop next door. I'll go take a look. I did his voice weird, sorry. I couldn't tell if there was a spot to park with all those people there, so I went to scout ahead. The crowd was gathered around some drum game near the front of the arcade. The players were wearing fashion straight from the big cities, and everyone was either filming or taking photos of them. Maybe they were famous gamers or streamers or something. Whatever the case, they seemed like they'd mastered the game. But only the front was crowded. The rest of the arcade was the same as always. I quickly found 2 spots for our bikes.
大丈夫そうだよ。
Alright, it looks okay.
大丈夫そうって本気で
Okay, are you serious?
自転車も止められるし、混んでるのは入り口だけだったよ。
Yeah, there's a space to park our bikes. It's just the entrance that's busy. What was Suzumu thinking? How could he say it was okay after seeing that? Was he blind? The arcade entrance was flooded with blobs and dripping juices, wasn't it? And the inside was bursting with these giant, disgusting blobs. You know, this is quite interesting, I have to say, that we're switching between the two on this kind of route. So you just see how crazy this, you know. You could see something like blood vessels on their skin, wriggling like earthworms from time to time. They vibrated all over as though they spotted me and were gesturing me over. Suzumu couldn't see them. He didn't see the blobs peeking out from the shadows, moaning again and again for me to come on over.
どうしたの？顔色悪いよ。
What's wrong? You look pale.
ごめん私先に帰るね
Sorry, I'm gonna go home.
キコちゃん？
Huh? Kiko. Suzumu couldn't see them. No one could. Only me. Suzumu couldn't see the blobs at the arcade, and he hadn't seen that blob in the alley before either. That was why he'd been saying some nonsense about a chain. I left Suzumu and my bike behind and broke off into a dash. Oh, that's smart. I figured running would get me out of there faster than taking the time to get on my bike and pedal away. After all, the whole town was crawling with those things. The blobs popped up one after another. Alleys, shops, shutters, outdoor units. They were all coming from everywhere. And they were all calling my name. That's her name. Babubububuyo. This is giving me Song of Saya vibes every time I hear that. Calm down. I had to calm down. There was no way those things were actually there. This had to be another one of those terrible daydreams I always had. I couldn't let it affect me. I couldn't. Ah. Ah! Ew. This again.
つばきこちゃんすっかり美人さんになったな
Tsubakiko's grown into such a beautiful woman. A coherent pair of eyes peeked from behind cover. Their gaze never left Tsubakiko's back as she ran.
あの頃の僕だけのスイートエンジェルだったつばきこちゃんとは 別人になっちゃったけど。
Whole different creature from my old sweet angel back in the day.
女子高生になったつばきこちゃんもパパ全然 OK だよ。
But Daddy's A-okay with the high school Tsubakiko too. Gross. Ew.
迎えに行くからね。
I'll come for you too. I promise.
そしたら今度こそ
And when I do...
お嫁さんにしてあげるからね。
I'm gonna make you the wife you always want. He slurped his saliva as he spoke those repulsive words. He got drool stains all over his filthy shirt. His unkempt, obese appearance, somewhat resembling the blob Tsubakiko feared.
10年ぶりだと街もずいぶん変わるな。
The town sure has changed a lot at night.
でもパパちゃんと約束通りに帰ってきたよ。
But Daddy's back, just as promised.
パパ9年間のお仕事大変だったけど。
My job for the last 9 years was tough, no question.
もう夜への愛ずっと貫いてたんだよ。
But my love for you has dwindled. Not in the slightest. Blah, 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 blah.
9年間僕の帰り待っててくれたよね。
You've been waiting for me this whole time too, haven't you? Gross.
すぐ迎えに行くからね。
Sorry to keep you waiting, but I'll come for you.
ブシー
Ew. The man's ominous figure faded into the darkness as he guzzled down his saliva again. Maybe not. Okay. All that left was the rank stench of sweat. Smelly. Ew. I was okay. Ordinary people would doubt their sanity at this point, but I was used to this. I was more prone to daydreams than the average person, so this was fairly common for me. Well, you're accepting it. That's the way to... Okay. Acceptance, yes. I could forget them any time by blaring heavy metal from my headphones and immersing myself in the music. Seriously, what was I so scared of? Was I really freaking out over a daydream of blobs popping up? How ridiculous. Was Tsubakiko Harumiya a coward? What a pathetic display from the former leader of the Bloodstained Angels attack squad. I wasn't scared of that blob. Oh, that fatso. Oh, that man. No way in hell. Rah! Spill their guts on the goddamn floor. Waste the naysayers till they're no more. I howled the aggressive lyrics to spur myself onward. I'd smashed my sweet, innocent self to pieces. I wasn't brought into this world to be coddled like a stuffed animal, but hiding behind yesterday's. Don't fuck with me. Don't you dare fuck with me. Don't even look at me, you filthy men. Rog! I was getting fired up. Rage was surging through me. Where were my trusty partners, my bats? I'd waste any dumb bastard who messed with me. Oh yeah, he took them. That's right. Huh? Why weren't they in their usual spots? What? What the hell? They were gone, but I didn't even touch them. As I looked around frantically, I accidentally yanked the headphone cord partway out of the jack. The music switched from the headphones to speakers, and the blinding passion burning within me was snuffed to cinders in the blink of an eye. What was that? How did this happen? I always left my partners on display, so why were they gone? Upon closer inspection, I realized my other trusty partners had also vanished from their places. When did it happen? How long has it been, huh? They were there this morning, weren't they? Yeah, they should have been. Right. They should have been there yesterday, so why were they gone? Uh-oh. All of a sudden, I felt like I could smell sweat. It wasn't mine. It wasn't the sweat you got from running around. It was a foul, rotten stench. I felt like I smelled this particular reek before. But how long ago was it again? It was pretty far back when I was still a little girl. Right, it must have been 9 years ago. Uh-oh. A wordless scream burst out of me as I sunk to the floor, unable to get air. He had gone to my room while I was out, and then he scrounged through it. Ah! Gah. You had suddenly gone home by herself at the arcade yesterday. Forcing her to come along when she wasn't up to it must have rubbed her the wrong way. She didn't come down for dinner, and she didn't respond to my texts either. Apparently, she told her mother that she wasn't hungry because she wasn't feeling well. Mr. Harumiya was optimistic, figuring she caught a cold or something. If only it were that simple. Maybe it was because I'd seen her get assaulted by a haunting in person the other day, but I was racked with worry over Kiko. So I figured perhaps it would be best to consult Miss Hinagata.
僕だけど、キコちゃん、起きてる？
It's me. Are you up, Kiko? I pressed the doorbell to Kiko's apartment. I quickly heard someone shuffle over the entrance, and the door opened. Kiko was there already changed into her school uniform. Morning.
おはよ
Good morning. Her face was haggard. Come to think of it, she mentioned the day before that she hadn't gotten much sleep. Did she not get any sleep at all last night?
ちょっと夢見が悪くて。
I had a bit of a bad dream.
でも横にはなってたんだよ。だから大丈夫。
I was able to lay down at least.
う。無理しないで、休んだ方が。
You shouldn't push yourself. Take the day off.
いいの。家より学校の方が安全だと思うから。
It's fine. I think it's safer at school than here anyway. Huh?
学校ってほら大勢いるじゃない。大勢いればその
There are a lot of people at school, right? The more there are,
変な人も手出ししにくいだろうし。
the harder it is for weirdos to get to you. What was Kiko talking about? Though her features were shaped by exhaustion, her eyes had an odd glint to them. I'd never seen a look like that from her before. For a moment, I considered forcing her to rest if I had to, but Kiko probably wouldn't have listened. However, that was convenient for both of us. I could bring her to the infirmary to see Miss Hinagata right away. If it was just a cold, she'd just have to rest, and I'll have peace of mind. If it wasn't, then Miss Hinagata would be the only one I could turn to anyway. Yeah, honestly, that works
皆
out.
勤賞を狙ってるんだったっけね。
That's right, you're aiming for perfect attendance, aren't you?
だから休めないの。
So I can't afford to skip.
でも、念のため、保健室で雛形先生に見てもらおう。
But I think we should have Miss Hinagata look at you to be safe.
本当にただの寝不足だってば。大丈夫大丈夫だよ。
Honestly, I just didn't sleep well. That's all. I'm fine. I didn't believe her. Normally she'd look me right in the eye, yet she avoided glancing at me this whole time. But I knew worrying about her wasn't going to solve anything. I just had to get her to the school infirmary and leave the rest to Miss Hinagata. Oh. Ah. We descended the stairway and straddled our bikes. This was Suzumu. Suzumu, I could tell. So long as I kept a firm grip on my mind, I couldn't actually recognize him as Suzumu. This whole time I'd seen him as a Oh. That couldn't be. My eyes had to be playing tricks on me. That or I was back in that same horrible daydream. If I focused hard, Suzumu appeared the same as always. However, if I took my eyes off of him for even a second, he turned into a blob again.
僕の顔、何かある？目やにでもついてるかな？
Is there something on my face? Do I have gunk in my eyes?
そんなこと全然ないよ。
Oh, not at
チラ
all.
チラ見ちゃって。ごめんね。
For staring. Ugh, if I let my guard down, not only did I see blobs, but I could also smell sour sweat. Ew. But at least Suzumu was fine. I could perceive him as his usual self, so long as I honed my senses. The world was filled with those blobs, juices and rank stench of sweat. I knew the truth. There was no way they were blobs. All of them were ordinary people. They had to be. But since this morning, nearly everyone looked like those hideous flesh beasts. Flesh beasts. And it was probably the only one who saw them like that. Because no one else was panicking. No one else found anything strange. I was the only one who could see this messed up world of meat. Okay, this is very familiar. I'm having deja vu. The Iwaimoto shopping district was full of bikes racing to school or the train station, and nearly all of them appeared as blobs to me and me alone. The foul odors they spewed were like open garbage cans on a hot summer day. I almost threw up several times, and it wasn't like I saw every single person as blobs. It seemed to only apply to men. Girls and young boys looked normal to me, but all other men appeared as hideous blobs.
Ohayo, Natsuku.
Good morning, Natsu.
Oh, Susara. Great morning.
Hey, Suzahara. Great morning. Suzumu really was the only exception to that. The hideous blob he called Natsu was apparently Atsuda. Unlike Suzumu, he only appears a blob no matter how hard I sealed my mind. Suzumu, me, and that disgusting bag of meat riding a bike, head for school like every other day. That probably looks really silly. I'm just imagining this on a little bike. Like, doo-doo, with a little bell. Doo-doo. The thing would talk to me from time to time, but I couldn't bring myself to look at it. Though I knew it had to be Atsuda, I couldn't bear it. But that was just because my eyes, brain, or heart had gone mad. I resisted the urge to break out into a cold sweat and fought my hardest to endure this horrific daily life. Even amidst all this, it was still safer at school. He couldn't lay a hand on me while I was there. But what was I gonna do after? I could barely stand the foul stench of the blobs as it was. Girls and blobs rode their bikes through the school gate one after the next. I felt like I was going to lose my mind. This was the first time I had a daydream this awful. I needed to wake up or I would go insane. By the time I parked my bike, my mind had been scrambled by madness and the foul stench. If someone told me this was hell, I'd believe it. Still, this was better. They were just blobs. They had no intention of harming me. So I had to endure, and I was reaching my limit. I managed to hold it back so far, but the bike lot was poorly ventilated and filled with a acrid reek of the blobs. I gripped my stomach as it churned. But it didn't help. I couldn't stand any longer. And then a moment later, everything I'd been holding back up to this point really broke loose. At first, I had no idea what had just happened. Kiko must have thrown up or something, and she had the most unfortunate luck of getting vomit on a delinquent's clothes. Naturally, he was furious and grabbed Kiko by the collar. That act had likely invoked her wrath. Kiko headbutted him right in the face, sending blood gushing from his nose to his chin. Enraged, the delinquent lunged for Kiko, but she headbutted him again. His blood splattered into Kiko's face, leaving blotches behind. The nearby girls screamed, "Ah!" when they finally noticed the brutal fight. What the fuck are you doing? Who gives a shit? Waste the bitch. Oh, Sho. Hello, Sho. Get the fuck away from me! Rarg! That wasn't a scream, it was a war cry. Kiko's face was terrifying visage of indignation and repugnance. I think that's the word. I wanted to stop the fight right away, but I couldn't get through the ring of confused students surrounding them with their bikes. The chaos spread and intensified in that time. At first, the delinquents were reluctant to get in a serious fight with the girl, but all such reservations faded once they saw the merciless depths of Kiko's berserker state. I knew Kiko had experienced fighting, but this was more like the rampage of a rabid animal. There was no human dignity to be found in any of this violence. She attacked like a panicked beast who'd been pushed against the wall by hunters, like a cornered rat fighting back. Ow, fuck! That hurt! She bit me! That bitch bit me! Fuck, she's gotta tear it off! Let go, you bitch! Let me go, let me go! Holy shit, she's fucking lost it. It hurts. Bring bring a teacher over, quick! This was no fight. She struck Claude and relentlessly bit the delinquent. She was probably trying to bite their ears off. It was like she was fighting for her life. Kiko was a frenzied animal, driven by fright. That was right. This wasn't rage. It was terror that spurred her. Kiko didn't do this because she wanted to. She lost herself in some kind of fear. I finally made my way through the ring of bicycles.
キコちゃん、やめるんだ。
Stop it, Kiko. Kiko howled at the top of her lungs. She completely lost sight of herself. Kiko trampled over her bicycle as she charged at me. God, that's a face. I silently asked for her forgiveness, and then... I have so many, like, thumbnail choices for this part. Huh.
せやっ
Yeah. Oh, and my fist was not for fighting. I buried it deep into Kiko's soft abdomen. Oh, okay. I winced. It must have hurt a lot. Kiko gripped her stomach as she fell to the ground, moaning with pain. She had it coming.
仕方なかった。
I'm sorry, Kiko, but I didn't have a choice.
9 year is the 9th year. The 9th year. Oh, he's...
Huh?
こらー何やってんだ
Hey, what's going on here? A group of muscular teachers finally showed up. To them, it must have looked as though the delinquents had gotten into a personal quarrel that Kiko had been caught up in.
いってってってってお
Ow.
前たち何もしてねえよ
We didn't do nothing.
ハルミヤが急に噛みついてきたんすよ。嘘じゃねえっす。
Harumiya just bit us for no reason. Honest.
いいからこっち来い
Enough. You're coming with us.
ハルミヤ、大丈夫か？
Harumiya, are you alright?
待って、先生。
Hold on, sir.
あ？
Huh?
ああ、雛形先生。
Oh, Miss Hinagata. Miss Hinagata's intuition was right. She thought the same as me. At this moment, Kiko was a feral beast who would attack anyone who carelessly approached her, even a teacher.
ハルミヤさん、私がわかる？
It's me, Harumiya. Do you recognize me?
怖がらないで。落ち着いて。落ち着いて。
Calm down. There's no need to be scared.
雛形先生。
Hinagata. Thank goodness you're here.
ごめん、鈴原くんも来ないで。
I'm sorry, Suzahara, but you need to stay back.
はい。
Right. It's as sad as it was, Kiko would attack me too if I got close. However, at least it seemed she bore no hostility toward Miss Hinagata. The two of them said a few words to each other. Before long, Miss Hinagata helped Kiko to her feet and headed for the infirmary. The delinquents were taken away by the stern-faced teachers, assuring they were victims all the way. All that remained were fallen bikes and a concrete floor splattered with blood. The students were dazed at first, but eventually all burst out into conversation. The teachers shouted at them to hurry to their classes.
さすが特攻隊長グレートだね
That's the former attack squad leader for you. How great. Despite his rousing words, Natsu had grown pale as well. Oh, boy. Where are we at? Okay.